Hi and welcome to the FreeFormKnits YouTube channel. I'm Haxann Evers, a knitter and crocheter who's freeform ways of crafting and love to design. All the places you can find me will be listed down below this video. Thank you so much for stopping by and crafting with me today. If you're new to my channel, please be sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss out on any future videos. And if you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for stopping by. This is podcast episode 30. I'm pretty certain that this one is 30. I know I said I was certain the last one was 30, but I'm pretty sure that that was 29. This one is most definitely 30. Oh well. Is Thursday, September 16th. So that's the date. It is late once again. That's just the time I can pull this off. So I've got some pretty good lighting going on, like better than some of my past episodes. So that's good. I'm attempting to push my what's it called? The date I filmed this back to Monday. I was on Monday, but then last week I just ended up having to do it on Friday and post it on Saturday, but I'm attempting to push it back, so I'm, this is 6 days later rather than the full 7 days. And I actually was thinking I might have to skip so I could get back to Monday as a film day, but I actually managed to do some pretty good crafting, pretty decent crafting progress, because not a lot of crafting happened over the week, and the progress I'm going to be talking about in this video is really, it's just been done over the past 2 days because I realized I could use some content for this podcast. But oh well, let's get into the crafting. So first we'll start with a finished object. I do have one finished object. I have, I guess technically 2, but I'll explain when I get to it, but one, like, definitely no contested fully finished object, and that is this cowl. This will be my Garter Rib Bliss cowl. This is a pattern coming soon. So last week I talked about my Garter Rib Bliss hat, and my Garter Rib Bliss hat is one of my first patterns I ever published. It's a free pattern right now as on Ravelry. There will always be a free version available, but I am planning on updating the pattern to include more sizes. I think I only have one size available on the pattern. So I want to update it to include more sizes and just bring the pattern writing style up to date with my most current designs. And I also want to add a cowl. I've wanted to add a cowl to this collection pretty much since I did the hat. I just never got around to it. And here is the cowl. I love it so much. It's just beautiful, squishy Garter Rib Bliss. And it's just perfect. Just a single loop, throw it on. You can pull your coat around it. It's perfect, and it's perfect. So I knit this on a US 9 5.5mm needle out of, and I brought the tag I Love This Yarn Tweed, and it's 90% acrylic, 8% viscose, 2% polyester, 252 yards per 142 grams out of the gray confetti colorway. So that's the label. I love this yarn. And let me take this off because let me tell you, it gets hot in this basement. So for both the hat and the cowl, you will need 2 skeins. I'm missing something. Where is it? I found it. Okay, so you will need 2 skeins to knit both the hat and the cowl. The hat, I believe I'll make this I think I'll offer 3 sizes in the pattern when I get around to grading it. I've made the medium, which is the size available in the free download in my Ravelry Shop as of right now. And I have remaining 69 grams of the 142 gram ball. Plenty to make a smaller version alongside the medium or to make the larger one. So that's plenty. But for the cowl, I do only have 8 grams left. So that's fine, because you'll have to buy 2 skeins anyway. So even if your gauge differs from mine, your row gauge, whatever, you want to make it longer, you can always break into the same the one you use for your hat. So that's good yarn wise, in my opinion. So that's how much you have left. And yeah, this was really fast. I did finish it today. But I really love it so much. It's just so squishy, that Garter Rib. I love Garter Rib. I love Garter. I'll say that a lot these past few videos, but So nice and really, really great set. I could hypothetically, and I considered it, make a glove to go with this pattern, but I think I'm good on my garter rib Bliss for a while. I love garter rib, but I think I need to move on to other things. So yeah, but it's really cute and I love it, and it'll hopefully be coming sometime soon. I don't know, we'll see. My next finished object, and it's not really a finished object, it's a piece of a finished object. Technically it's a whip because I started a new whip. But where's the pattern? Gosh, I can't find anything tonight. I found it, but I'm not where I meant to put it. Okay, so I talked about last time I made that headband. That crochet cabled headband was my first crochet cable. I wanted to really get into crochet cables and learn how they work, learn how to do them. You know, I could put a knitted cable in any of my projects anytime I wanted to. I know how cables work. With crochet, it's a little bit different. It's just, I needed to do some crochet cable patterns just so I could really figure it out. And that's what I'm doing. So I found on Ravelry, and I found this a long time ago, these four, these four, it's a free download. There are 4 squares, cabled squares with different patterns on them, and they're by Elizabeth Ham, and I think it's just called, I'll have it on the screen and down below the video, the link to the Ravelry listing, but they're just 4 different squares, basically swatches of cables. And so I did the first one, and it's just the double cable square, and it's beautiful. Look at them. Just look, it's gorgeous. The plumpness of this cable, oh, it's so good. And then I think the back looks really interesting. So good. So my plan for this is I will do 4 of each of the squares. So there are 4 squares in the pattern. I'm going to make 4 of each. So I will have 16 squares total, and they're all going to be in different colors. So 4 in gray, and then I think I'll do 4 in this blue, and then I have other colors. Was it just the blue and gray? I have other stuff in this cubby in white. So 4 in blue, 4 in gray, 4 in white, 4 in some other color. I don't know. It's hiding on my shelf. My shelves are a mess again. I gotta fix that. But that's the plan. And so I will have a 4x4 crochet cabled blanket. I don't know how big it will be. Well, I could figure it out. Each square is supposed to be roughly 10 inches. So it should be about 40 inches by 40 inches, which that's a good throw size blanket. I have no idea. I can't visualize that in my head, but it should be fine. It's really just so that I can really get crochet cables down. And yeah, so technically this is a piece of a whip, but I show it in the finished objects section of this podcast because that's it. That's all the finished objects I have. But it's so pretty. I crocheted this cable. I don't think she gives gauge, does she? She might give gauge. Yes, she does give gauge. But I just used a 5.5mm hook for these cables. So made them really nice, and they're just so pretty. One of the problems with my crochet cables I was having in that headband and the swatch I made beforehand was that the gap of the cables was really big, but with this pattern you do the front double crochets, and then just when you're doing the twist you do the treble crochets, which made so much sense to me. It made so much sense and helped eliminate that problem. Like, they just look like cables. They don't look like they're popping out of the work like my first swatch was. It's so pretty. I also think I made this smaller than the pattern called for. In the pattern she suggests doing 7 twists. I think I only did 6, and then I was on the 7th row when I stopped. But yeah, that's that square, and I crocheted out of this square. Took 82 grams to make, and I don't have my yarn. It's up there. I love this yarn. I think in the silver beard colorway, just a very plain silver, gray beard probably. And I think I should have enough to do 4 squares in that skein. So yep, that's that. It's so pretty, and I'm obsessed with crochet cables now. Yep. I really have no business starting another, well, no, I say I don't have any business starting a blanket. I think I feel like I have more whips on the go than I actually do. And that's something I really have to stop thinking. Like, I have no business starting a blanket. Yes, I do. I have one blanket on the go. That's my Cozy Memories blanket, which granted needs some work on it because I have not been keeping up with my 2 squares a week till the end of the year. But I don't know. This is making me happy, so that's a win. Moving right along into works in progress. I only have 2 works in progress to share with you this week. I did not touch my double knit scarf, and I really didn't expect to. You know what happened? I kept thinking I was going to take it out every day. Then I was just not feeling it. I don't know. And then I stumbled onto Ravelry and found another pattern for double knit scarf that I kind of really want to do. And I was kind of exasperated on myself. As much as I loved this scarf pattern, you know, the thing with the scarf pattern that I saw, I could very easily, it would be like the perfect gift for someone for this Christmas, and that kind of made me really want to start it. But I was really exasperated with myself. Like, I can make an excuse for starting that blanket, but I cannot make an excuse for starting another double knit project when I'm not feeling motivated to work on the double knit project I am. So did not touch the scarf and did not start another double knit scarf, thankfully. But I will probably make that other double knit scarf hopefully after I work on my Gilmore Girls one. But long story short, I did not touch that. So it's at the exact same spot, and I'll hopefully get back to it this coming week. But the other whips I have are the ones you saw last week. They are my crochet cardigan and my knit sweater. So we'll start with the crochet cardigan. I made a ton of progress on this today. It's so close to being done. I really probably could have finished it tonight had I felt motivated to do so. First of all, let's talk about this skein. This is what... It's so great having one big skein so you don't have to constantly keep attaching another skein, but this is what happens. It's like a... It looks like something out of Star Trek, you know, or Fraggle Rock. Just this clump of... It's alive. This is Crafter's Secret Big Idea in the Sun Gold colorway. It's just 100% acrylic. It's a 454 grams to 810 yards. So a lot of yarn. I've only broken into this for the sleeves, and now I'm using it to finish the body. The rest was all just one skein. Here it is. I was kind of back and forth on it last week, and then I tried it on, and I said I was motivated to work on it, and now I'm kind of in love with it, to be honest. It's not my color. It's not something I would typically pick for myself, but for some reason I did, and good. I'm happy with it. I really am. There's so many basement noises. I apologize for that. I do my best to edit them out and to just wait for them to pass until and then speak again. But I apologize. I know that can be annoying. It comes up a lot louder in video. The video picks it up for some reason very loudly, much more loudly than it does my speaking. So I apologize for that, but I do my best to edit them out. So sorry, especially if you use headphones. So sorry. Back to the sweater. I did both sleeves today, if I can pick it up. One sleeve, second sleeve. I just did the sleeves. So I crocheted the whole cardigan in half double crochets because it's back and forth. I did the same for the sleeves, back and forth, but I did the sleeve no shaping, just straight down, and then rapid decrease for the cuff, and then ended with single crochet. And then I did the sleeve flat, and then before ending my work I just turned the sleeve inside, made sure I was on the wrong side, and just single crocheted the seam so I didn't have to whip stitch. And that made it so the seam was neat, no turning chains. I thought about just working in turned rounds, but I don't like how my chained seams look. Like the chains are always so loose, and it's very obviously it's just like, it looks like an untidy seam. So I just did it this way, so it's a nice tidy tight seam, and I really like it. Yeah, I'm happy with the length. I'm just finishing the row that I was in the middle of when my skein ended, and then I will do, I think, about 5 rounds of single crochet, and then I'll probably do something for the collar. Probably very minimal, just to kind of finish it off, but yep, it is a very stiff yarn, but I think after washing and wearing a while, it'll be fine. The sleeves are a bit shorter than I would typically like. I didn't do a good job measuring them while I was working on them. I should have done, maybe I could have gotten away with about 5 more rounds of half double crochet for my cuff, but it's fine. My sleeves, usually, I like long sleeves, but I usually end up pushing them up anyway because I need my hands and my forearms free. But I can't have 3/4 inch sleeves because I get cold. I don't know, it's weird. But yeah, they're good, and I'm really happy with it, and I will probably have definitely more than enough yarn. I'll probably do pockets, so nice big pouch pockets. Yeah, that's this cardigan, and I'm using a 5.5mm hook, just like with the cabled square. So this whip will hopefully soon no longer be a whip. Okay, and the last work in progress I have to talk about is my sweater, my knit sweater. So I'm making I have no idea where I put the pattern. Oh, is it in here? I think it's in here. Please hold. I'm making such a mess. This is why my shelves are a mess. I just rifle through things. It's just what I do. So here it is. No, it's not. This is not. Where did I put my pattern? Oh, I think I know where it is. It's somewhere in my other bag. So this is wrong. That reminds me. A whip I know it's in this bag. I ripped out my melody top. I know I said last podcast I was not going to, but I did, mostly because I needed the cord. The cord to knit my cowl, and I wanted to make that more than I wanted to knit the melody top. So I just frogged it. When I'm ready to make it and committed to making it, the yarn and the pattern will still be there. So yeah, I said I wasn't going to do that, and then I did. So that's how it goes. But what is the title? Moon of My Life, I think, is the pattern of the sweater I am still working on. Moon of My Life pattern, I think. If I'm wrong, it'll be on the screen. I don't remember the pattern designer's name, but again, it'll be on the screen. And it's just this colorwork sweater, colorwork yoke that I modified. I talked about the modifications last week. I skipped 3 rounds of the chart just because I was lazy, and I don't think I mentioned in my last podcast, but I did not do the short rows because there's something about the way doing short rows after the yoke, like you do the yoke and then you do short rows. I can't visualize it for some reason. This is the second pattern I've come across that that's what you're supposed to do when you get to the color. I think I was supposed to do it in the Unity sweater too. And I just did not do it because for some reason I just didn't trust it. I didn't trust what they were saying, and I couldn't visualize it. Though I'm sure if I did it, I would, like if I trusted the pattern, it would be fine. But I decided not to risk it. I didn't want to think about it, so I didn't. I said last week that this looks small, and it does look small. Like, it does look small. But I did try it on when I was only down here. I only just separated for the sleeves and knit maybe 1 inch. And I did try it on before going further, and it fit. Like, I mean, it's a bit of a tighter sweater than I typically make for myself. I have only one other knit sweater that's, it doesn't have negative ease, but it doesn't have positive ease. And this is kind of like that. It looks so small, but I think once I add sleeves, it'll look bigger, and it does fit me. Like, it's not a tight fit. So yeah, I guess this will work. This will be for me still. I was really surprised at that, but it is going well. I'm just round and round of stockinette. I've actually this has been my project to knit on while I'm reading. I'm reading some, I went to the bookstore a while ago. Went to Barnes & Nobles, and I got a lot of books for really good prices. So I'm reading and knitting at the same time, and there's nothing better. I mean, watching a good knitting podcast and knitting, you can knit on anything while watching because you're listening, but something about reading a physical book and knitting at the same time, I like that best. I like audiobooks, but there's something about actually reading a book. I don't know. It suits me better. I have an audiobook I'm actually listening to on my phone that I just haven't been able to bring myself to finish because I like it so much and I don't want it to end. That's crazy, right? That's backwards. Anyway, this is the sweater, Moon of My Life. I'm using Baby Bee yarn in the Pinkaboo and Airplane. No, Cloudy. Baby Bee Sweet Delight. That's the full title of the yarn. And it's just a 100% acrylic, nope, 60% acrylic, 40% polyamide, 115 grams to 377 yards. And I've actually decided I'm probably going to do the ribbing on the cuffs and the hem in this pink. I debated doing like a little stripe because I just feel like the sweater overall needs more of this contrast. I picked such a high contrast that I think it just needs more of it. So I'll probably do it on the cuffs, just like the ribbing and the hem, instead of doing a stripe, just because that. And US 6 needles, 4mm. But that's that sweater. And again, this is another thing I hope to finish very soon. I can actually we're going on a bit of a car ride tomorrow. I could probably work on this in the car. Though it's hard. I could do it. I don't do a lot of knitting. I haven't been doing a lot of knitting in the car, but I think I should change that. So I think I'll bring this to work on. Yeah, I'll do it. Just do it. So that's all my works in progress and finished object spiel of this podcast, but I do want to end with a little bit of a note on designs. So it is September 16th, and tomorrow on the 17th is when my Garter Stitch Sock collection, the first pattern, will be released. So the pre-order for the Garter Stitch Sock collection is still going on. On the pre-order, I have a whole video on my channel all about the pre-order in more detail, so you can go watch that. But essentially the pre-order, every week the pattern gets released, the price goes up. So the earlier you pre-order, the better deal you get on the patterns. I really like doing these pre-orders because they give me the chance to offer the pattern at slightly discounted rate while still being a fair price for me, the designer, and for you, the purchaser. I know all too well what it's like not to be able to invest as much time and money as you would like in your hobby, so I really like offering these pre-orders. But tomorrow, the 17th, is the date the Skipping Stone socks will be released. And actually, by the time you're seeing this, they will already have been released, so you can hop over and get on the pre-order. You won't get the price will be up a little bit higher than it was previously, but it still won't be at full price. So you can pre-order that and you will receive your Skipping Stone socks. And then you will just have to wait until the kick strip and tripping hazard socks are released. If you are new, these are the socks in question, my Garter Stitch sock collection. It's a collection of 3 sock patterns, each with a different garter texture on them. So these are the patterns that are going to be released. This is the pattern that's going to be released on the 17th, the Skipping Stone socks. And they are just this super fun, very simple square garter, alternating garter patches. So much fun. And each pattern comes with my hat trick toe and my shortcut heel. I do them in Garter for the samples, but the heel in PDF comes with both stockinette and Garter instructions, and also a full video tutorial walking through the entire steps of the heel, so you got all your bases covered. It's a super fun heel and no short rows, very simple to do. And so that's Skipping Stone. And then on the 24th of September and then October 1st is when these socks will be released. Tripping Hazard comes on the 24th of September. It's this fawn zigzag. And then Kick Strip on October 1st. So all 3 socks are part of the same Ravelry listing. It'll be listed down below. Go, even if you don't order the pattern, if you could go like the pattern page, that means so much. It means other people get to see it. And yeah, I want to thank, if you've already pre-ordered the pattern, thank you so much. The release of this pattern has been so amazing. It's been really amazing. So many people have already pre-ordered and liked the pattern, and it's just really special. So if you've already done that, thank you so much. And if you haven't done that, if you could just take a moment to, if you are on Ravelry and can access Ravelry, if you take a moment to like the pattern page, it means a lot. So yeah, thank you so much for your support in my small business. I think that's everything for this podcast. I think I've managed to, it's not quite as long as the other one. I think I was very rambly in the last one. I probably am rambling in this one, but oh well. that's everything for this episode. If you could take a moment to comment down below, what are you working on? What's one of your whips or finished objects that you're especially excited for or proud of? I'd love to hear about it. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time. Happy crafting!